Tonight, the first civil lawsuits have been filed nearly 2 weeks after a parking garage collapsed in Lower Manhattan, killing a worker.
Fox Eye's Arthur Chian talked to the lawyer representing some of the people who lost their cars in the destruction. Joins us now, Arthur.
Steve, Natasha, as you point out, it hasn't even been 2 full weeks since the parking garage collapse in Lower Manhattan, and already 3 lawsuits have been filed, including one we are learning about tonight for a staggering amount of $100 million.
Just weeks following the deadly parking garage collapse in Lower Manhattan, the lawsuits are rolling in, including a $100 million class action suit filed on behalf of 2 car owners who are not injured but accuse the owners of 57 Ann Street of negligence and a reckless disregard for human life and property.
We're talking about upkeep. We're talking about failure to comply with certain violations that were issued. We're talking about people complaining to them about the ceilings, dust coming off the ceilings, leaks, water leaking into people's cars, and nobody did anything about it.
The collapse killed the manager of the garage and injured 5 others. City officials say there were more than 50 SUVs on the roof at the time of the collapse and say the weight was too much for the structure to bear. Some 200 cars were parked inside, none of them recoverable, as the city had to demolish the building since its structural integrity was compromised. We asked the attorney how he arrived at the $100 million calculation when the cars the 2 drivers owned were worth less than $100,000 brand new, and when the car owners have insurance.
It's not just the cars, it's what was inside of the cars. That's also, it has value. And, again, punitive damages, holding these people accountable, whether it's the landlord, the operators, whoever it is.
Honestly, that doesn't really make any sense to me because you can only get the value of the car. You can't get emotional damages.
While some legal experts we spoke with question the $100 million amount, they believe someone is to blame for the collapse.
The question will be, liability meaning fault, like who's at fault? Buildings aren't supposed to collapse.
Now, the 2 other lawsuits filed against the building owner and operator are reportedly from an employee of the garage who survived and a Bronx man who claims he was injured in the collapse. Fox 5 has reached out to the company that operates the parking garage to get their perspective, and thus far tonight, we have not heard back yet. Steve?
It's going to take a long time for all that to be settled. All right, thank you, Arthur.